Hey guys, Jack Bennett here from iCanPlayDrums.com. Welcome back to the second video on how to clean up our drum rolls. So this is from a package I did called How to Clean Up Your Drum Rolls. If you're interested in more information on that, click the link below. In today's video, what we're going to check out is just what I've called how to avoid the panic roll. And what I mean by that is oftentimes, especially with a younger student, not necessarily younger in age sometimes, but just someone who hasn't been playing very long, when you see a longer roll written, maybe it's a minim or a semi-breve, in other words it's a half note or a whole note, sometimes instead of thinking in terms of actual rhythms inside the roll, and meaning that you can come out exactly on one or exactly on three or whatever beat you need to end on, a lot of people when they play their rolls, they'll just go as fast as they can and then hope for the best at the end. Right? It's sort of, it ain't really going to work. And a lot of people, instead of going, okay, the roll needs to go zzz, right? You're starting on beat 1, it's a 2-beat roll, you need to end on beat 3. 1, 2, stop. Instead of picking a subdivision that would work, like a lot of people will go, and typically the last one is this sort of faded out, like, so that they can land exactly in time with the last stroke. Obviously it doesn't sound very good. It doesn't sound even inside the roll because there's no actual rhythm happening inside the roll. And then at the end, instead of having like, and often our rolls will have a little bit of a bit of a shape going up at the end, it actually dies down and then there's this kind of cheat at the end. So that's better than nothing, but it's certainly not what we're after. So what we are going to talk about in this video is how to choose a subdivision inside a roll and execute it cleanly. Okay, so let's just go with the idea of having a 2-beat roll, whether you talk in terms of minims or half beats, it's the same thing. So we want it, as I said in the first video, it is all tempo dependent as far as what sticking and subdivision you're going to do inside those beats. So if we're at that tempo, all right, then I know, just from having played at that tempo a little bit, that semiquavers or 16th notes would work really well. And that means going 1E and a 2E and a 3, which means if you lead with your right hand, that would be right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay, so going. So at that tempo, that would work really well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left hand. Right hand. Left hand. Okay, so at that tempo it works really well to have 16th notes inside the beat. But what if it was so fast that 16th notes didn't really work? What if the roll speed, what if the tempo was here? If that was the quarter note pulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That if you did 4 inside each beat, and if you were adamant that it had to be 16th notes, then the sticking would have to be, right? That means the buzz would have to be, like it's almost impossible to play. So you want to go with a slower subdivision. You want to go either to 3 instead of 4, 16ths being 4 per beat. You want to go to 3, which is triplets, which would be, and therefore when you buzz them it would sound like this. That works quite well. Or if it was faster again, or even at that tempo, you could try 2, which is just quavers or 8th notes, right? Which is just right, left, right, left, right. So to me, that's a little bit too slow. It sounds a little bit too open. But if it was faster than that, sure. If it was here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, if you try to do 16ths at that speed, sounds all right as actual sticked, clean notes, articulated notes, but as a buzz roll, it'll be way too quick. That's just no good. So that's a consideration. If you're playing a faster tempo, you need less notes inside the roll. But once again, you must, and this is the thing, this is the idea of the whole thing, you must know what rhythm you're playing inside the roll. Don't just go for some random speed and then hope for the best at the end. It doesn't work. Let's go the other direction. Let's say the tempo was slower. All right, let's say it was here. Okay, so this is 1, 2, that's the pulse, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, same thing. Semiquavers would be a little bit too slow at that point. I mean, you can get away with it, but I'd probably go with more notes inside each beat. So if 16th notes are 4 per beat, 1E and a, 1E and a, I'd probably go with 16th triplets, which are 6 inside the beat. Okay, so they're twice as fast as triplets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So I'd go like that. Okay, 2 beats of that. And then when you buzz that, you get, right? So I'll do both. Becomes, lead with the left, becomes, etc. Okay, and then because you've got more notes, you've got a faster note rate, as we would call it. There's more sound in the buzz, so it stretches it out with more buzzing, and it sounds better. It sounds like a fuller sounding roll. All right, so that's a really important lesson right there. That's in fact one of the most important lessons with rolls, is making sure that inside the roll, 2 things. 1, you know what rhythm you're playing and that you are actually playing a rhythm and you're not just randomly going at any old speed. And number 2, you've selected the right rhythm for the tempo. Okay, as I said at the start and I said in the previous video, there is not, even though it'll say you get the PAS, Percussive Art Society 40 rudiment list, and it'll say 5-stroke roll, that goes like this. Or 9-stroke roll, that goes like this. And you'll see the way it's written, and it might say, quarter note tied to a quarter note. That is correct at certain speeds or within a certain speed range, but if it's slower than that, you'll need more notes, and if it's faster than that, that will be too many notes, you'll need less notes. So always remember that this stuff is speed dependent. Okay, if you've enjoyed the lesson and you'd like to support iCanPlayDrums.com, consider clicking the link below, which will take you to clean up your drum rolls, or how to clean up your drum rolls. It's a digital package that we did a couple of years ago, which goes into way more detail than I've just done here. It gives you practice routines, different ways of reading things, and so on. Click the link below if you'd like to check that out. If not, we'll see you in the next lesson. Take it easy. Bye-bye.